This idea that all illness is mental illness, everything out there is being generated by what's happening in here. And the whole drama is the result of what's going on in here. If you have any sense of the mind at all, you'll get this. Like, where are you most of the time when you're suffering? You're in here, right? You're like, it's all happening here. It could be a beautiful sunny day in the illusion of the world, but in your mind, it's clouds and pain and suffering, right? And my mind is where it's happening. And so in your mind was placed the solution. So you have tried to do, he wants you to be healed. So he has kept the source of healing where the need for healing lies, in my mind. You have tried to do just the opposite, making every attempt, however distorted and fantastic it might be. I love the word fantastic. How fantasy based, right? It's a fantasy that it's somewhere else. However fantastic it might be, to separate healing from the sickness for which it was intended, and thus keep the sickness. When we put it, the source of our healing someplace out there, the source of our salvation someplace out there, we'll never get to it. The seeming cost of today's idea is this. It means that nothing outside yourself can save you. And that scares us, because everything we're going after outside ourselves, we think we really want. We think we just want it. But the truth is we want it because we think it's going to save us. And so it feels like we have to give all that up, whatever it is, a person's behavior or a change in behavior, or, a person or a thing like a car or a house or a money or a success or fame or fortune, whatever it is. All of that feels like we're sacrificing all that. That's what this sounds like to the ego. Now, intellectually, you and I know what it's saying, but what's reacting to this is the ego, right? The ego's like, what? No. The seeming cost of accepting today's idea is this. It means that nothing outside yourself can save you. Nothing outside yourself can give you peace. There's no room there, right? This is the great thing about the Course. It's not slippery. It says nothing outside you can save you. Nothing outside you can give you peace. But it also means that nothing outside yourself can hurt you. Not what's happening in the drama, not what seems to be happening to you or towards you from someone else, not a word someone says or a thing someone does can hurt you or disturb your peace or upset you in any way. So it says nothing. That means even the drama of violence and murder and all of that, you can have compassion and you can have care and you can have a desire to help the world stop being so crazy. So people who are caught up in the illusion can stop suffering. You can, and that's all beautiful and great. It's a spiritual way of being, but you don't have to buy in and you don't have to suffer. It's not necessary. If you get that you're not a body, you're free, you're still as God created you. What happens to a body doesn't really matter ultimately. Is it scary in the illusion? Yes. But does it decide what you should or shouldn't do in your life? Absolutely not. Does it decide your peace of mind or your pain and suffering? Absolutely not. This is what Jesus came to prove or show us by having the experience of the crucifixion. The worst possible things that could happen, besides, on top of being murdered, is being tortured, being defiled in so many ways. At this level, at the worldly level, those are the worst things that can happen to a human. And he chose not to have that experience, even though his body was having that experience. And so we can choose that for ourselves, and we can choose that for others, seeing what's happening, not buying into it, having compassion for them, not discounting them, but not allowing that to impact us in that way. And again, we don't do that alone. So it is us, it's in us to do. Salvation is within us, but it's not saying it's you alone, because what's within you is everything. And what's within you is your connection to God, to Source, the Holy Spirit. And that's how you have access to the solution. It's within you to do. And it's not out there in the world. It's from someplace beyond that, which we are all part of, and we have a connection to. Don't confuse it. It's not saying, oh, I'm going to ignore my anger. I'm going to ignore or squash down my fear, my pain, and my suffering That's not what it's asking you to do. That would not be psychologically sound at this level, right? So the ego wants to confuse this. It's not saying that, right? It is simply saying in you are the shadows of the world that are in your mind. They're not out there. And in you is the light. Go to the light. That's a choice. Choice who you join or what you join with. That's a choice. And we think we don't have a choice. We think all there is the shadow, and we're caught up in the dark world. But the light is there. It's just waiting for you to go to it, to seek it, to ask for it. That's it. That's how we do it, right? So, but also this means that nothing outside yourself can hurt you or disturb your peace or upset you in any way. Nothing. When it says nothing, it means nothing. Today's idea places you in charge of the universe, where you belong because of what you are. And what you are is a child of God in whom God is well pleased. You're an extension of your source. So you're all that the source is. I'm naturally in charge of the universe, as are you. It's no accident what seems to be showing up around you. You could either choose to use all that power to generate a movie and believe the movie you're watching, because you have the power to do that, or you can choose the truth.